Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy Yasir Jones representing ISIS Entertainment coming to you live and direct. For those who don't know what ISIS Entertainment, ISIS is it's a brand that represents people who suffer from mental health disorders to give people a voice. For those who suffer in silence, go check out ISIS Clothing on Instagram.com. Type in ISIS Clothing, EYEEXIST Clothing. And on Facebook, just in case you don't got an Instagram, check out BG Jones page for pricing. And if you miss any other episodes from the podcast, you can always go to Yasir Jones on Facebook, YASIR Jones on Facebook to catch up on these episodes. The page is public, so don't tell me you couldn't get in there to see the episodes. The episodes, we range it from uh, the burden of being a single mother to relationships and relationships and love, to communications, to if history was different, you know what I mean? Just go check us out. You know what I mean? You might see something that you might like. And we got Freestyle Fridays where we just have general conversation just about anything. Tonight's topic is going to be about prison and how it alters your mindset. So if you ever did a bid, then you know what I'm talking about. Whether that be federal or state. So I'm waiting on my co-host to come on right now. You know what I'm saying? So make your life the best of your life and live your life to the fullest. You hear me? Surround yourself by good people and do good things, and good things going to come to you. For sure, for sure. We're going to get my co-host on here. We're going to get my co-host on here right now. I don't know where he went. Mr. Austin Booms, where you go at, baby boy? But this what's going on tonight. Prison bed. So I don't know if y'all ever did time and the effects it on time and how that can mess with your mind. And it can affect how you function out here in the world. You know what I mean? Prison is a big thing. It's a lot of brothers that's incarcerated in there. You know what I mean? And it changed. And some people allowed prison to change who they were on the inside. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go to jail and you don't come back out the same. You know what I'm saying? Like some people burnt out from smoking deuce. You know what I'm saying? Some people burnt out just from the trauma alone. You know what I'm saying? From the way she always be talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just, they say they understand, but they really don't. Okay. There's some things that you just don't understand unless you go through it. You know what I mean? Like being in a crowd and full of people. When the whole time when you was in jail, you had to keep your chin and put your back against the wall.
Dude.
Good looking, Ken. Good looking, bestie.
I'm here, good brother.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is my man Austin, my co-host, man, Mr. Austin Brunswick, coming to you live and direct. You know what I'm saying? Representing Worldwide AI Innovations.
Mm-hmm. Founder Worldwide Enterprises.
Worldwide Enterprises. He on live with me co-hosting. And tonight we're talking about the effects of prison and how prison changes your mindset and messes with your mindset. So I did 5 years. I just came home, nigga. A lot of times, when you in there, and sometimes, like as the CEOs working in there, it actually desensitizes them, and they start looking at us actually like we people, and they start looking at us because they was taught not to build no personal connection or affection in any type, way, form, or fashion. And so that's why they get to talking to us crazy like we they kid, because in all actuality, they really babysitting niggas in jail for real.
That's
technically perspective, and we looking at it like, man, it's a job for y'all. We ain't your motherfucking kids. You know what I'm saying? We're doing what we doing in there. We surviving and thriving. But in jail, you ain't got nobody, no support system on the outside. You got to get it how you live in there. Some people, they Maytagging, they washing clothes. Some people doing another form of Maytagging. They cleaning your whole cell for you and making that shit organized and neatly. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, a messing person head up. Just imagine that you had it on the street, and then you in here and you wash the next nigga clothes, or you clean the next person's room. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. That's crazy. So a lot of people who say they did bid, like a lot of people that's out here in these streets right now, running around doing what they doing. A lot of them ain't do no bid before. They ain't never do no time before. But people who did some real time, they move different. They talk different. You know what I'm saying? They walk different. Like everything's different. You become like not double-minded in a sense, but more aware of what's going on in society, like in both worlds, legally and illegally. Like it enhances you. You can become a scholar in prison because you have no bills. know what I'm saying? You get 3 hots in a cot. You know what I'm saying? You got to guarantee shelter or cell to go sleep in every
I,
night. You know what I'm saying? So
I
a
was
lot of
going. I was going to ask you that too.
but see, when you doing time like when you doing years in jail, that shit can make you selfish for real. Jail can make you selfish and have a sense of entitlement because you thinking about all the people that you did stuff for and all that stuff. Like people don't owe you nothing. You're a grown man.
Mm.
The whole point of you trapping and doing what you're doing is so you can build that nest, that build that account up. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that you cool for that lawyer, just in case you need to get that lawyer money right. You know what I mean? Just in case, so your kids can be straight while you book. You feel me? And them bills can be paid up while you book, so that way you got a house to come to. Don't nobody owe you nothing. It's a sense of entitlement. So a lot of people that's booked got a sense of entitlement. They be thinking that motherfucker's supposed to do it just because they their sister, just because they their brother, or just because that's your mom, or just because that's your dad. That nobody owe you nothing. You grown. So anything anybody do is it's out the kindness of their heart. What you trapping for if you ain't got no account, if you ain't got no money put up? But that's the street mentality. You know, when you out there, you used to everybody giving you that attention. You know what I mean? You used to doing what you ask and doing what you tell, doing what you know what I mean, doing what you asking them to do because you used to having your way. You feel me? So now that builds up that sense of entitlement while you on the street. It helps create that monster in your head, that ego that you feeding in your head. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then when you get in prison, you forget that these was regular people that you was looking out for, that you was putting groceries in their house, and that you was doing all these extra things for because they didn't have the extra money because they working this 9 to 5. And now you constantly call and ask for commissary money, but you in there gambling like you got it like that. But it's not even your money; it's your sis money, your girl money, and so forth and so on. So that's that sense of entitlement mentality and that baby mentality. You know what I mean? When you go out here in the world, I mean, and it affects you. So for some people, it makes them bitter in the inside. You know what I mean? And when they come home, they feel like they're gonna hold on everybody, or can't nobody say shit to them or ask them for nothing, or they're gonna do this. But you forgetting that you dealing with civilians out here. When I say civilians, I mean people who work in 9 to 5s. People who don't got no street, no, you know what I mean? They ain't in the streets. They ain't doing what they doing. They ain't making tax free money. Excuse me. These people are making legitimate money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, that street mentality and that prison mentality is completely like that's a whole different animal. You know what I mean? But you could be an animal on the streets and be a cold bit and you know soft as cotton in prison. You know what I mean? That gun was your armor, your shield, your everything. But when you in jail, you can't fight. You know, and you get on the pod with your ops, or you get on the pod with people that you ain't necessarily cool with, or people that's in between playing defense. Now it requires psychological warfare. Now it requires you to use your hands and feet. And a lot of people can't handle that. They be scared, for real. And they be getting hands and feet put on them. So, and unless they got that sword on them, but even still, people be scared. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on. You have to be mindful of that. So when we say that, we saying that to open up the eyes of the people. Like, everybody didn't do no time. You know what I mean? Everybody mind is not the same. Like everybody that come from the prison don't go in, then they don't come out the same way that they go in. So if you got brothers, sisters, or loved ones that's incarcerated, you have to be mindful that they don't come out a lot of times the same way they come in. I mean, yeah, they don't come out a lot of times the same way they went in. You know what I mean? And jail can change you. Jail will break some people. You know what I mean? That's how I met Austin in prison. You know what I mean? You meet some good people in prison. They become a place of network if you use it correctly. You know what I mean? Austin, I don't know if you want to go ahead and elaborate on your experiences while you was in there.
Uh,
It was
I
definitely.
mean, definitely. I definitely changed my perspective on life coming out of there, and on a positive and on a like accountability part. Um, can I say? I feel like Doc was saying, like the awareness is like on an all time level. Like I had a chance to like sit in my thoughts for a long time and like kind of like strategize and not be distracted and find my kind of like tap into myself kind of. So I kind of see it as like a superpower kind of, but at the same time,
Definitely can be.
uh, the difference of society and then being like constrained to
Right.
institution.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go from not worrying about bills, you go from not worrying about responsibilities to when you get out now everything is fast. This gotta be paid, this gotta be paid, this gotta be paid, and that can be overwhelming. You know what I'm
Especially when
saying? And
you. Yeah.
yeah, that shit could be overwhelming. And yeah, I mean that's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a warrior. You know what I'm saying? It's a mind over matter thing. I feel like it's a mind over matter thing.
It's definitely a mind over matter thing, but a lot of times, we get caught up in the whole reason why we went to the whole thing why we went to the streets in the first place
Hmm.
because our will got weak, so we chose a faster way to get it, the easier way to get it. It's tax free. Not only that, um, um, when we in jail with somebody and you on the phone with your folks and they telling you all the hardships that they're going through, it become hard on us. Like we get the stressing in there because as a man, you want to be able to help your people and you can't because you're not in the financial position to help somebody.
Mm.
So when you in there, you kind of like suffering in silence because how you just no way to properly express that over the phone. You feel me? And your people on the other side not actually thinking about how you feel. They just venting to you. You know what I mean? But that whole time that shit hurting you and eating you on the inside. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Uh,
what you had chime in on that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I experienced a lot of that too, from friendships to even like down to like my relationship, where it was a lot of hurt, where I can't do nothing about it. I can't control my situation,
Right.
but people doing them out there basically. So
Always.
it was a humbling experience. That's all I can say. Like it opened my eyes to like who's for you is really for you basically, and who's
Right.
not. I mean, I ain't got no control over it. So if you're not really for me, I mean, thank you for telling me. Thank you for showing me.
Kadir
Yeah,
Bush said it's not always the easier way. Some people can't get jobs or have access to what's needed to obtain them, so they do what's necessary to stay afloat. I mean, yeah and no, because at the end of the day, options and opportunities everywhere. So we make choices and we just be cool with it. A lot of times we just do what we want to do, for real, for
but
real.
why can't somebody get a job though?
Some people don't want a job. They say it's a job, but they don't like authority.
I'm
Or
about to say it's a job for everything.
it is. It really is. That's why I
It's a
said
job for everything.
it's like that's why I said it's an option for real, for real.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
jobs is communication. It's not an application. It's just communication.
Of
Two.
course, felons. I mean, felons
Oh,
got jobs now. I
yeah, I
know
got a
people
job.
murder charges that drive trucks.
I'm a felon. I got an essential job right now. I'll take care of a cold storage plant.
Yeah, so it's like it's all about choices for real.
It's choices, man. Communication. You gotta talk.
Yeah, it's definitely that. And but see, when you so we said some jobs really will deny you for being a felon, no matter how you. Me and him both felons.
I'm a
So
felon.
like so it's like you and him both felons. Like so it's hard to get a job every day. Every day when you're searching for a job and
Yeah,
they tell you got to run a background check and you meet the qualifications. But eventually eventually you're gonna land one.
yeah. And
You know what I
talk.
mean? It's always a yes
Sometimes
around the corner. So
my
I
my
didn't have multiple jobs, but I still made the choice to do things on the side for extra money.
absolutely. I started a business so I can get startup capital to invest into real estate and this and that. You know what I'm saying? I got a plan. You know what I'm saying? I don't let a felon just I'm a felon. I can't get a job. I don't want to work for nobody the rest of my life. So
That yeah, so a lot of times like when you come home from prison, yeah, we institutionalized like to a degree. If you do a year or more, you're gonna be institutionalized. Period. I don't
but
care who you is.
Yeah.
That's just a statistical fact. Like when you in there and you being told, you know what I mean, necessarily when the lights is out, you can't come out your room. You can't, you know what I mean, you got to eat what's available, whether that be on commissary or what's on the food cart. You can only buy what's on that list.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you're still subject to, you're still in someone else's control. You're in a structured environment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you never notice or not, some people, grown men, needed structure their whole life and they thrive in prison. Some of these men thrive in prison. All they need is structure on the outside and they're going to thrive on the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it make you, hold on.
I think there's a lot of comments.
Yeah, I could have the master's degree and meet all criteria, but I got to have a old charge company overlook you from a new person with no experience. Ain't sorry, it won't let me edit my comment.
Could have master's degree and meet all criteria, but I got a old charge.
Right. This is the point I'm trying to make. Nah, for sure. For sure. I understand that. We understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
So,
got credentials and you know, old charge, new charge. They tell me it got to be 7 years from the date that you actually got the conviction. I'm going through this. I'm going through this. The conversation that we have, and I'm going through this as we speak. You know what I'm saying? And I meet more than enough qualifications for a lot of these jobs that I'm applying for real, for real. I'm kind of, devaluing myself, even taking some of these jobs, even putting in applications for these jobs.
I mean,
But
right now I'm doing the same thing, but I gotta pay. I gotta get some stability going on. So, you
that's what it's
know,
about.
I gotta
And,
get some stability going on.
and that's what it's about. So you're going to take what you can get until you find something better just to generate that income.
Right.
Um, sorry, Queen. But a lot of times, we out here and we struggling, we going
Well,
through, and
can I chime into the comments they saying at the bottom
absolutely,
about, all right? So, for instance, like this job I got, I never don't say too much. If they don't ask, don't say nothing. You got stuff on your record, this and that. Don't say nothing. If they ask, okay, tell them the truth. But if they don't ask, okay, they don't know. For instance, this job I got, it's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Uh, they never asked me, hey, your background or this and that. I'm not going to ask you either. Do you want my background? So yeah.
It's funny how stuff work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I went to go see my PO, and I met somebody there that was a supervisor at a job, and we just was busting it up, and he was talking about how he can help me get a job, and he gonna walk me straight to HR,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna have a job
Mm-hmm.
just like that. And they ain't really too big and crazy on background. Mind you, we got the same PO.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's funny how you just meet people and how stuff play out in life. She said most big companies look into your background, which is true. They use Checker, they use First Advantage, and they do a deep search too. Like
Right.
when they take longer than usual, I know because I got to count on all of them. You feel me? And I can
Right.
see it in my joints. So normally it take longer than usual. You feel me? And that shit just be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Eric said I was a GM. I know what's looked for on applications, and I was required to ask whether it was on there or not. Yeah. So and it's crazy because when we in prison, they tell you get bonded. You feel me? They tell you to get bonded so that way it makes it easier for you to get a job. And then they came up with this thing where it was felon-friendly jobs.
I'm about to
I
say
just,
it's incentives to jobs now to hire felons now.
but as we all know, like I just took a picture of one today where it say these are felony-friendly jobs,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of times that's all systematic. It's all for state funding, and they only take about 2 or 3 people. They don't take a whole lot of people.
Gotcha. It's like the
And,
black and white thing. We got a couple black people in here, got a couple felons, all that. Yeah.
and it'd be a tax cut.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
And it'd be a tax cut. But it just being overlooked, not just because you're a felon. You know what I'm saying? But it's all systematic anyway. Because even if you wasn't a felon, you got to worry about them asking you what your race is, as if it mattered.
So you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
For me to be in an all white industry, I do HVAC. For me to be an all white industry, black, only black guy, felon, don't let that stop you, y'all. I'm a living experience right here in front of y'all. Like, yeah, it's bet on yourself, bet on yourself, bet on yourself.
every time,
Yeah,
and
bet on yourself.
have the confidence that you need to go in.
I mean, I definitely got a lot of denials. Don't get it wrong. I got denials, but that didn't stop me.
Tell them what that lockdown like, when you can't call your family when you in that zone, and you
Oh
just sitting there
man,
looking you on the walls and you in the celly.
come
And
on, man.
your celly make the bed. You know what I mean? You can have a rough one. You
Well,
can leave.
I had an experience where I had a lot. I had a kick couple out. I had a lot going on, man.
You ain't the only one. There's just certain stuff in prison you don't tolerate, but you don't get to pick and choose who in your cell.
Yeah, you
So
don't, man.
this is where it alters your mindset in prison when you in there, because they'll just stick anybody on. You know what I mean? Especially when you're doing certain state bids.
Yeah,
And in the feds is different, but in the state bids, they'll stick anybody on.
yeah,
And without a care in the world, no matter what your gang is or your religion is, or your what you call it, how they identify your gender, the gender thing,
true, true.
or what you identify as. So it affects your mind frame, like even like so when you come home, like you sleeping different. You got some jokers, they put their hygiene on the floor in the room. Like,
What was the first thing you did when you came home?
hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Yes, you definitely have to keep fighting, and you have to have family or loved ones in your ear with motivation when you're behind the wall. Some people promote bullshit, which is true.
That's true.
Definitely got to have some love and support behind when you're on wall, but you be
That's
going
true.
forward. And I'm gonna answer your question. So the first thing I did when I got home, I just got comfortable just getting back in tune with what's going on in society.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking for a job instantly.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I kind of like fell back and was just watching the people that I used to deal with a
Hmm.
little bit
Hmm.
from a distance. You know what I mean? Because when you're doing time and you do years, everybody's not the same person. They're not the same person you knew. Life changed them in different ways. You know what I'm saying? And people be having a lot going on, and they don't tell you that. So I was just watch and observe. You feel me? At the same time, getting the basic necessities that I need in my job. Getting my health insurance right. You know what I mean? I ended up getting some stamps when I had first came home, some food stamps, my health insurance right. You know what I mean? Looking for a job, I was chilling. You know what I mean? I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'll still be reading. Like I still had like institutional. I still got like a lot of institutional ways. You feel me? Be reading. I really don't be for too many people or talking to too many people because they're not on the same page mentally. Like they ain't doing the same thing or talking about the same thing. It ain't no need for me to be really around you for real. You know what I mean? I got goals and stuff that I'm trying to do, and people can taint you with their with their ish. A lot of times when you're dealing with people, you're talking to people, make their problems your
Uh-huh.
problem. And
You gonna be hungry? A little bit. I just looked at the price.
avoid stuff, that stuff will consume you, and you'll take on that stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to get yourself together, you should worry about helping everybody else. I kind of like try to like humble, you know what I mean? Stick to myself, stuff like that. I'm not doing too much. What you do your first day home?
I definitely got some grub, some steak and eggs. I had to get some real food.
Yeah,
And I went to the park. I ain't gonna no lie, I went to the park, man. Just sat on the bench, man. And just was catching up, like trying to get balance and everything.
right, right.
Man, thank you. All right, podcast. Podcast. Oh, okay. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. All right. My bad. My bad. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Uh,
So, so like when you did your first bit, like, did that change your perspective on like life in general?
Uh, yeah. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second.
So I know when I did my first bit, I did a 3 piece, and so I did my first bit. It was different because I went from in bigger states, it'd be considered a county jail, but that's really
Yeah.
jail. It ain't a county jail. Ain't no classify you and then they send you here. Nah, this is a jail.
Damn.
Um, and then I went from there to our state penitentiary.
Uh huh.
Feel me?
Damn, it's
From
cool.
there it was, I was about 18,
Uh huh.
about 18. Um, I already stayed to myself. I already deal with too many people. You know what I mean? So I just like focus up, and I had a lot of old heads. You know what I mean? So that they was, I knew a lot of people already. So it was like, yo, this was going on, so we doing, you feel me? Go here, go in the law library, study the case law, study the law, shit like that. Go in the other library and go ahead and learn some trades, some stocks, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do something, you feel me? You gotta feed your mind while you in this joint. Cause you can't go out the same way you came in.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no distraction. So I was damn near like I was like a mini scholar in that joint. You know what I mean? Just studying. You know what I mean? Working out, studying, trying to get my mind and body right for real, for real.
Well,
So when I did
that's
my
that.
fresh.
That book you gave me, right? I had made one of them little concoctions on there, and had fixed a couple people up during this cold. This cold came through. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, appreciate that.
no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
No.
But
But
yeah, that was that was good stuff because I took a couple courses in there when I was in there that changed my brain, my life and everything like that. And I learned a lot about like even planting stuff like my own food and stuff like that. I learned that in there. And
yeah,
I feel like that's powerful because my kids know that now. Because that was the first thing I taught them when I got out.
right.
Um, what else? What else? I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot, man. Even just talking to people, man. I kind of took my time for. I didn't take my time for granted.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't take my time for granted.
I mean,
Yeah.
working out. I seen you working out. I was working out. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
you locked up, you gotta feed your mind with them books. You gotta
Hmm.
stay focused because it's easy to get into some nonsense because you got a lot of people that's just constantly into stuff, just trying to get through their time.
Just trying to get to the
I
time.
mean, when you're doing time, you know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of people in there, arguing over the phone, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful. So you always got to come out and do a tip check. You can't just go out and try and bit with niggas, you know what I mean? Playing around all day long and whole time. He might be going through something serious, or he might be just going through it with his girl, but he may not know how to handle his emotions. And now y'all boys, and y'all get into it because he beefing with his girl. You know what I'm saying? But he always beefing with his girl.
Mm.
So now you get into it with him because you want bit and he don't want bit right now, but y'all always bitting.
But y'all always playing. Y'all play around. All y'all do is play.
So this is why you got to come out and do a tip check because everybody's not on the same tight time as you all the time. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? People got stuff going on, real life
Yep.
issues going on. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
what's the? How, I mean, it was funny how I met you right at the microwave like I usually do, cooking my little gourmet whatever I'm doing basically. And you like what you doing? What you got going on over there? But I think I said something crazy, some Thai food or something like that. And you like word? And I think from there, from the microwave, I think the microwave was our meeting spot basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
And one conversation led to the next.
to the next
And,
basically.
here it is doing a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Busting up all different topics. And this
Hmm.
topic in particular is about prison and the effects of prison.
Yeah.
So like how you like a man being locked up for so long, and all that testosterone built up and aggression. And this is why a lot of niggas come home. This is why a lot of dudes come home aggressive, or they talking aggressive, or they, they've been locked up for so long. You know what I mean?
Mm.
There's really no outlet besides violence or working out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So whether they be getting into it with the guards or with their own boys or somebody else, you see the violence or working out. You know what I mean?
Or
And
drugs. Or drugs.
or drugs. There's a lot of people on that. But nah,
Or
for real,
drugs.
there's a lot of people on drugs. Or, you know what I'm saying? Just
Gotta
do
throw that
something.
in there. Gotta throw that in there.
But trying to like be more understanding with them when they come home. Because a lot of people be messed up in jail, man, mentally. People,
Tell them about the medication line, man.
the medication line is outrageous. Like a
Outrageous.
lot of the young guys is on Suboxone.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So the medication line might be from the main floor bathroom to all the way to the till you get to the tier door.
And they
And,
running. They
and
hit the door. They banging.
yeah, like they want them Zazas, they want them Zaz, they want all the medication, things that put you to sleep.
It's
They want
crazy.
it. It's like almost like the roles change, like from the street to jail. It's almost like the street niggas became the J's, and then
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean, get back
I
to the street.
seen I seen a thorough dude in there on the street, thorough. Seen him in there zombified. Like what happened to him?
It didn't blow your mind because they'd be
Blew my
big,
mind.
it's, and then when you see them again, they'd be tiny. And you be like, bro, how you get this big? Like, what's going on, bro? Like,
Crazy, man. That's a scary place, man. It's a scary place.
it is because a lot of people, mentally can't handle it.
Can't handle it, man.
A lot of the things that they doing while they in there. You know what I mean? The drugs, the ripping and running, the violence. You know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of this happens. But they trying to do the bid instead of let the bid do them. So they try to keep their mind inside the prison. You feel?
Mm.
And the only escape is talking to a female on the phone, or that sis, or that bro that they can call every day, or somebody, or a best friend they can call and talk to every day.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Conversation.
yeah.
But most of them don't get the love that they seeking for. You can't get that type of intimate love from your family member. This is why when you're on the phone, you always hear dudes say, "Yo, hook me up, put me on one of your girls, or put me on a," you know what I mean, stuff like that, because
All the time, all the time.
we need that affection. You know what I mean? We need that type of intimate connection, that intimacy. But a lot of people don't understand that when you're in jail or you focus on the wrong stuff. Nah, he might be doing everything he's supposed to be doing in jail, but he's still like he yearns that. It's like a female, like you ain't got no man at home, you single. It's the same thing. He just in jail, but he just need a woman to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
To make him feel, you know what I mean? To feel love. You know what I'm saying? But what's crazy is, right? It's so different when you're in jail and you talking to a female. It's so different because now you realize, like, damn, like I was going for these type of bras out here because a lot of them don't even stimulate your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, they have nothing to offer. All they did was compartmentalize trauma, and they just robots at this point. You feel me? And it's crazy because one day I'm chilling with somebody, right? And he was like, my sister said, she asked me, can I hook her up with somebody in here? So I'm like, what you said? He like, I said, what? He said, listen, man, let me tell you something. He said, you only gonna find shit in the toilet. I said, what? He said, I told her you only gonna find shit in the toilet. Why you want somebody that's in jail, street nigga, when it's a whole group of good men out there still in the world? Why you gotta have a street nigga? Why you gotta have a nigga like this in here? These niggas who can't even do for themselves. That's gonna come home 9 times out of 10 struggling. Why are you asking me to hook you up with somebody like that? Like, or you know what I mean? Are you that insecure or depressed or whatever the case may be? He was going into it, he was saying to her. And it's a lot going on with that. Like, why is she looking for a man in jail? At first when I didn't understand what he meant by you only gonna find shit in the toilet. You see what I'm saying?
You're only gonna find shit in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm like, it's still some good niggas. Book. I'm like, man, it's still some good niggas book, bro. You blocking right now. You know what I mean? You blocking. You feel me? He
Man.
laughing. He like, nah, nigga, I ain't blocking. So I'm laughing. You feel me? He like, I'm betting off on him. So he like, nigga, that's sis. You know, I love her. I want the best for her. You feel me? I'm like, I feel you on that, but she want the best for her too. And if she think it's really think it's the best for her, let her rock out. But see, that's a prison nigga mindset. That's a prison dude mindset when you're in there. And it's not your folks. You feel me? You're just looking for somebody to talk to, some companionship. But
Nah,
working out, that's a reliever when you're in jail. You feel me? Also, what's some of the things that you did while you was in prison?
I developed a couple hustles. I had came across a pen pal. A lot of stuff I never thought I'd ever done, but it kind of enhanced myself too. As far as when I have nothing,
Yeah,
I can make something.
right.
So it basically taught myself like how like creative I could really be, basically, or I could, the leadership of myself, basically. I can make some shit happen, basically.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, other than that though, man, just the hustle part, the tapping into myself as far as like the workouts.
mm-hmm.
Um, Before I came to your pod, I was in a pod with some Brooklyn Bulls, and
Mm-hmm.
they had me on some shit. Like I used to work out. I was in the mix before, but they was on some 20 years. They did 20 years and above type time shit like that. And I just carried that with me, and it changed my life. I like the way what I'm saying it built me, and what I'm saying. So I got a lot of good experiences out of it. It's just that slow motion stopped from being so busy and being so wanted and needed by so many people, and
Yeah,
it's I guess for a man like me, I'm a very busy man. I'm associated with a lot of stuff and resources. So it's like being cut off from all that and just having nothing. It's like,
yeah,
woo, yeah,
yeah,
what you gonna do?
yeah. So prison cripples a man. You can go from a man used to having everything to a man that has nothing at all, relying on everybody
Nothing.
else, and that mess with your mind. You know, in the worst way. Especially for those who, when you were tender, or you had a wife out here, you so in love,
Oh, that's a serious
and
subject right there.
all you care about is what she's doing and who she doing. You know what I mean? You can't even focus on what you're supposed to do in prison because you so caught up on her. You didn't told her
Oh
you're gonna
man,
kill her 1,000 times on that phone and she ain't dead yet.
hey
But
bro, a
but
dude
you,
a dude got released. The next week came back because his baby mom was talking to another dude.
so what did he do? Put his hands on her?
Choked her. He was choking her. But he came back the next week. Like,
That's crazy. That's crazy. They going on low for
crazy,
these
bro.
women.
It's
I see
crazy,
people
man.
get up every day and argue with females on the phone, be loud as hell on the chair.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
disrespectful.
Mad.
So
I'm
now,
talking about breaking the tablets. Bro, we need that.
whole time nigga now nigga getting on now nigga getting into it with him because he
Hey,
affecting everybody. The things he doing affecting everybody.
affecting
But
all of us.
it's not just about him. So now he getting into it with people. But this is going to show you he has to mature. His emotional intelligence is down. See, and I've seen a lot of people realize that. Like I ain't gonna let that girl get to me. I ain't gonna let that. I ain't gonna let this happen. You feel me?
Shit.
But also the flip side of it, and be like, I heard a few dudes say they're gonna crash out about their girl. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what's going on out there. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
man.
Mentally
I,
unstable. These are mentally unstable people. For you to be thinking that way, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you're okay with this. We're coming back here to prison.
yeah.
So when you in prison and you transition into society, it's no joke. If you don't got that support system, it's gonna be very, very hard.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Yes.
very, very hard.
Them 3 meals ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah,
Three
because now
meals ain't gonna cut it.
you worry about 3 meals. You worry about keeping a roof over your head, somewhere to sleep at night, so you can
Yeah.
get away from that cold, brisk air out there. You see, a
Phew.
lot more and more people becoming homeless by the day.
By the day, it's an epidemic because my family, some of them into real estate. It's an
Yeah,
epidemic in evictions. So homelessness will be rising.
yeah,
So
and that's not good for nobody
it's
because
not good.
you go from three hots in the cots and all that stuff, and then you go home to homelessness. It's like, but you have an ego and you got pride, so you in your mind, you like I'm this or I used to be this. You living in the past because you know your current situation is bad, so you
Mhm.
need something that's going to keep you, at least upbeat or afloat, or you know what I mean. You a sense of dignity about yourself. You know what I mean? And if you keeping your past alive will help you do that, then that's what people do. Most a lot of people do. But at the same time, in the midst of doing that, that's not bettering their situation. It's hindering them.
And
So, you know,
yeah, I mean,
that's a big thing. So that's definitely a big thing. You know, I got this guy that he want to come on the podcast, man. He's a good brother,
okay,
man, and he's a more science temple guy, and he
okay,
did it by himself, and he got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and he want to get on here and really
well,
express to the people about what's going on in society and how everything is systematically designed to
okay,
destroy our community as a black people as a whole, not
okay.
just a black man.
Right.
Mm. And I really want to do a part two of if history was different. We're gonna do one with him on there. And
Okay.
he did 15 years in prison. 15 years in prison. Um,
That should be dope. That sounds like it should be dope.
so for sure. I mean, I told him we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna bring him on in. We're gonna talk. And we're gonna talk. We're gonna get into it. It's gonna be a heavy discussion. Uh, Also, like people who did federal time, they'll tell you, you know what I mean. You got to be ready with them race wars. A lot of people haven't been in a race war. Race war is like it might be a Mexican, you know what I mean, and he did something to a black person, but you know what I mean. They in the gang. Both of them in two different gangs. It don't matter what gang you in when you black and you in the feds. Everybody gotta come together.
Mm,
But now all black people is beefing with the Mexicans. Every black person in there beefing with the Mexicans.
mm.
So now they gotta unite to survive. You understand what I'm saying? And be on point at all times. You got to have that banger with you. So
Mm.
prison can affect you in this way. So when you come home, it can kind of make you racist for real. Because now when you see a message, you like, man, I ain't even in the gang or nothing. You feel me? I ain't got nothing to do with this. Why you know what I mean? Why they coming at me? Cause you black. That's all it takes.
How you feel about they call the YNs in there? Can they be taught in there? Can they be changed in there?
Well, a lot of times the YNs is if you ganged up, then normally they underneath somebody. They can be taught if this is what you know what I mean, if they trying to get ahead in life or if they trying to elevate and whatever, gang they in, you feel me, you're gonna take heed. And 9 out of 10 is gonna be the most mature ones. You know what I mean? It's always that one or two mature people out the whole clique anyway.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of people, especially young cats. But right now, a lot of YNs is young, man, and I mean, like they wild. When I say they're young,
Wow.
like wild, like there's a lot of immaturity,
Wow.
and it's going to take for certain situations to happen to make them grow. You feel me? Like a lot of them have experienced death. You feel me? Their boys dying or their friends, you know what I mean? Their friends dying. So and that made them grow in
Yeah.
different ways. You feel me? That made them wake up to like, life is real. Like a person can really be here today and be gone tomorrow, and it makes them kind of like value life even more. Believe it or not, you know what I mean? And show that like being like it's more. It got to be more to life than this. And sometimes they just need that mentor or somebody that's gonna take be with them and just take them to a different state, or just take them somewhere to show them that, you know what I mean, it's different and there's other ways to get money. And I think that's where the downfall coming at. Do you believe that they can be taught?
I mean, from my experience, I had a couple. I sat down with about they needed a they actually came to me and said they need a vision. They need a vision when they get out or something along them lines, basically. And the only reason they came up to me was how I was conducting myself. I'm always in my books, working out, might talk to a couple people, minding my business. And I guess, them seeing that somebody older than them, what I'm saying, I'm curious, like, hey, bro, look, what can I do? What can I do? So I had a couple wild ones that they was trying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, how where they at now, but they were sitting down with me consistently, and
Like, even if they don't know you, but they heard of you, and you got a reputation, and you like that
yeah,
form, and they live in that life, they'll
right,
listen, like they'll take heed to you. Even when you think they ain't paying attention to you, sometimes they sit back and they just be looking at you, how you conduct yourself, how people treat you, how you treat other people. You know what I mean? No matter what set they from, and no matter, you know what I mean, what walk of life they come from. I mean, they watching how you interact with them. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of times, I think these behaviors come from misguidance.
absolutely.
And then when you get into conversations with them and they get to understanding more, they grow.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They even start moving a little different. Then they start noticing things in their relationship with their own friends, which kind of makes them shy away from them a little bit, put a little bit of distance there. You feel me? Like, damn, I got a family to live for. Or
Yeah,
I'm living for the gang, but I ain't living for my family. Like, it's like, man, like, what am I doing? What's the whole purpose behind what I'm doing? What I'm doing? You feel me?
one of them hit me with I kind of made him aware of what's what right and wrong,
Yeah.
and from there he was just like, bro, I never put that in perspective. What was right and wrong? I just thought we was just on go. Everything was on go. I get high, get lit, and it's on go.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's sad, but a lot of times it be like that because
Yeah,
they can hide and numb the pain.
numb the pain, numb the
Because
pain.
you feel like don't nobody care about you, then you ain't, a person not gonna really care about themselves, and they
Or
just
I
gonna,
just, or I just hurt this whole family. I just took from that whole family over there. I just took something from them. Took somebody from them.
and they ain't thinking twice about it.
Yeah,
They ain't thinking twice about it because
yeah.
life is conditioning him or her not to really care because how life been treating them and how they've been treated by people because of
Mm-hmm.
the condition that they are in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so if ain't nobody, coming to look out for you, they try to use you and manipulate you.
So,
I mean, most people are being used and manipulated nowadays in that way. When it comes to, games, when it comes to, relationships, when it comes to, a lot of people are more selfish nowadays. You know what I mean? That's why I say prison can make you selfish. You feel me? People get spoiled in prison, especially when they got somebody sending them money every week or every other day. You feel me? And they guarantee the meal. You feel me? But sometimes prison don't make you selfish. Sometimes prison, break you when you're real weak. Like you on the phone, like the phone being passed around, and all the family members is doing their thing. They talking to you, telling you they miss you and all that. That's a moment of weakness for somebody that been strong their whole bit. That right there might be a trigger to hear from their family. I know some people who don't get on the phone at all throughout
yeah,
their
I,
whole bit.
I tried not to until I talked to my kids, and that's what got me.
Yeah,
My kids got me every time.
like they do that. They get on the phone and talk to their kids, but like throughout the whole bit, they don't be talking to nobody. They don't want no girl from
Yeah,
why they because they don't want the drama.
yeah,
Arguing on the phone, or because the only when you in jail, the only thing you can do for a female is stroke her ego.
that's
Her
it.
ego make her feel good about herself, and you know what I mean, pop your shit, whatever. But
That's
you
it.
ain't got nothing really going on.
That's it. She still got needs.
And yeah, it helped try to provide some emotional stability.
That's all. That's it. It just comes with the jail life, man. It ain't that's it ain't it.
But like when you in jail and these guards get to talking to you crazy, sometimes you got to humble yourself
Yeah.
just so you can finish making it through your bit because now you in a nice position in jail and now you can throw this out the window because this guard is disrespectful.
Mm,
Just because you in orange or just because you in whites.
mm.
They feel like you less of a man just because you're in that position alone. And they have sadly mistaken. And this is what caused a lot of dudes to crash out while they in there. When I say prison can mess you up mentally in a lot of different ways, especially when you're in isolation. You're in 23 and 1 for years. A lot of people haven't been through that. A lot of people been locked up and still haven't been through 23 and 1 for years.
And the thing about that to the COs too, you don't even have to be with the bulls with the bullshit. I used to mind my business, and they seen that I was at peace or something, so they used to just fuck with me, and I couldn't understand it. But somebody older had to remember Diggs. He had to
Mm-hmm.
break it down to me, like, bro, you too cool. You out, you know what I'm saying? They looking at this like, you know what I'm saying? What you chilling for?
Yeah, nothing's bothering you. They giving
Yeah.
out. While you in jail, they giving out tablets. They giving out. You can buy games on the commissary, Xbox, PlayStation, Sega. Like they're giving you more and more to distract you from going to the law library. They're giving you
That
more and more to distract
that's a
you from
good point. That's a great point, bro.
worrying about
That's a
going to
great
your
point.
courts. Distract you so that way you ain't gotta worry about all they care about is generating money. That's more ways for them to generate money because it's
That's a
expensive.
great.
Constantly putting money on that tablet, constantly putting money on that phone, that getting out app. You know what I mean? Constantly buying commissary. It's a constant money flow.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time, a lot of times when we in jail, we're putting a burden on our family. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And we be forgetting that they working from paycheck to paycheck, and some of them might got kids, which makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? Um, and be mad when a person tells us no or they don't do it, as if they obligated to do it. Like, what made you think that you was in control of somebody else's money? It doesn't work
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times we on the street, we always say, my homie, my homie, my boy, my boy, my boy, this, my boy, that. All the time. Then when we get locked up, they don't hold it down. It might be just that one girl or that one sister, you know what I mean? Someone
Mm.
that's in your corner holding you down, or that one or your mom. You feel me? A
Mm.
lot of times. So a lot of times when people go to prison, this affects their mindset traumatically. You know what I mean? A lot of people I've known some people who lost a lot of family members in prison while and they still serve and they got a lot of time to serve. You know what I mean? And my heart went out to them. It was like, what I mean? They walking around and they sturdy. They ain't washing no clothes. They ain't maintaining. They ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They hustling, they're busting, playing poker. I mean, they fun in the way, betting on themselves, playing basketball, handball, doing what they got to do. Different workouts. Because, in jail, we make a bet out of anything. Yeah, I bet you can't beat me from the pull-up bar to the Tirador. Yeah, that's a bet. Yeah, we betting honey buns and oatmeal cream pies.
Mm-hmm.
Get crazy in that joint.
Crazy.
it get crazy in that joint. And we just be betting. A lot of times when you're in there, you just don't time. You don't even think about some of the stuff
Right.
that you come up with. Y'all might be debating about something so frivolous, but if I'm right in this argument, I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
We get money.
Yeah. And don't be 25 cents short.
We ain't even think about what y'all doing on out there in the world. We ain't here, and we laughing. It's crazy because you might find some of your most best laughs in jail because people do some dumb shit.
Shit, man.
They
I
do
make it.
crazy stuff.
Yo,
Well,
you know you know what a CO. You probably remember him too. Younger black guy. He was real cool. Forgot his name, but he said something like what he say? He said what this jail what this jail got that outside don't got? And I'm like, I don't understand you. I can't answer your riddle. He like talent, and I'm like, what you mean? He like,
yeah, yeah, I see where you're going at with this. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
talent. The most talented motherfuckers is in jail, bro.
For sure. The
Yo,
most talented people are in jail. I'm talking about from philosophers to
crazy,
musicians to book
crazy.
writers. I mean, to
Comedians.
comedians, lawyers. I mean, it'd be crazy. There's so much, potential, wasted potential in prison behind the walls, and it's like,
But I can't say wasted because some of them, they'll get out and be the best person they ever could, ever they thought they could be. Basically,
when I
they
say
just
wasted
need.
potential, I mean like for people who behind bars with all that talent, that got life that really can't.
Okay, okay,
Ones to like really make something happen from behind the wall because they ain't really got the
yeah.
support system, but they got all the talent in the world. All they need is somebody in their corner that got it like that, that can
Mm-hmm.
put them in the right spotlight or help present the right opportunity so they can generate some income while they in jail.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just by sharing their wisdom and knowledge or whatever it is that they do through a getting out video visit. But prison it can make you depressed. It can cause anxiety and depression. Um,
Oh, yeah.
because this is you and your private thoughts in the four walls.
Yeah.
And if you got a celly, you might get a celly that just fart all day
Or
and be stinking, or
body smell,
body stinking all
feet.
day.
I had to deal with somebody with bad feet. Could
And
you
this is
imagine?
and this is the stuff that you subject to when you're booked, locked up. Like, yeah, you can get them swapped out. Yeah, you can make them sign on or leave and all that.
Well, who gonna
Yeah,
come next?
you never know what next celly you're going to. So it's like, dang, like, do I stick it out with him, get to know him, feel him out? You know what I mean? See if I can, like, kind of like train him and guide him, like how we living in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Or do you,
Smoking one smoke deuce while you sleep.
they go crazy with that douche.
Waking up, yo, this bird is something on fire.
You see some
Crazy,
crazy
man.
shit in jail with them people on that deuce, man. Acting like they birds and chickens, making noise on
Man,
here, running around this here. You
man.
know what I'm saying? Dudes is like acting real crazy in there.
Well, my
Um,
celly, they had to keep carrying my celly to the room, and like he's my responsibility or something.
because
Nah, I used to walk out. Nah,
he make the
that's
whole tier, he make the whole tier hot acting crazy.
yeah, that's his shit.
Like, a lot of times when you
You know
book,
what's funny? Right after you left, right, my celly was found asleep right by your door, on your door,
yeah,
on the floor, on the floor, where yet Brazil had to pick him up and carry him to my room. Matter of fact, I was in the midst of praying. They interrupted my prayer.
I know Brazil was pissed.
Pissed. He looking at me like, man, get him. Shit, ain't my problem.
Crazy. So I'm saying that's crazy to me. That's
Crazy,
wild.
man.
Prison can affect you, mentally for a lot of different ways, and not just anxiety and depression, but it can make some people deal with psychosis from being in 23 and 1 for so long.
Yeah.
Um, and, it's just bad, man, because a lot of times when they get out here in the real world, they don't know how to function no more because they've been away for so long and they've been living by different rules. They
Yeah,
start
that
treating
part.
people in the household like they inmates, other inmates. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, yo, flush the leader, cut the water on when you using the bathroom, or keep
Yeah.
flushing. Courtesy flushing that joint like it ain't no water bill,
Wake,
or they
waking
get
up at 4 o'clock for breakfast.
4 o'clock for breakfast, or they get in the shower with the shower shoes on or some flops on. You feel me? Or coming out the room talking about they ain't called Melco. You
Look,
know,
they
like y'all could be tripping, man. You know that institutionalization is that's a real thing.
got your laundry wrapped up, putting it in the laundry in the washer now. Like, damn, bro, you can just put your clothes in there, bro. You ain't gotta
But
put them in the bag.
prison will really mess your head up, man, for real.
Yeah,
But our time coming to a close, man. It's your boy Yasir Jones,
sir,
my co-host, man, Mr. Austin Brunswick.
sir.
We thank y'all for coming out and joining us tonight.
Uh-huh.
So, man, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, well.